Okay, so you're prepping for an instrumentation engineer interview.
Right.
And let's be honest, those can be a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But don't worry, think of this deep dive as your interview boot camp.
Boot camp.
We've got your back with some intel from RoleCatcher, a platform designed to help you navigate your career.
Yeah.
Not only will we dissect some common interview questions, we'll sprinkle in career insights from their guide.
Okay.
And show you how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon.
It's like having a personal coach and a cheat sheet all rolled into one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But before we jump into the hot seat, let's take a quick recon of the terrain.
Okay.
What exactly is an instrumentation engineer?
Right.
What do they actually do?
It's more than just designing and implementing systems. Imagine yourself ensuring the smooth operation of massive manufacturing processes, from oil refineries to pharmaceutical plants, even spacecraft.
Really?
You'd be responsible for making sure everything runs like a well-oiled machine,
Okay.
often from a distance.
So it's like being the behind-the-scenes maestro
Precisely.
of some seriously complex operation.
That's where those tricky interview questions come in.
Oh, boy.
They want to know if you can handle the pressure, the problem solving, the constant need to stay ahead of the tech curve.
Right, yeah. Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks.
Right.
RoleCatcher's interview guide has some real zingers.
Zingers.
For instance, how would you answer?
Sure.
Can you explain your experience with designing and implementing instrumentation systems?
This is your chance to showcase your practical know-how. Don't just tell them you have experience.
Right.
Paint a vivid picture.
Okay.
Talk about specific projects, the challenges you faced, and the creative solutions you came up with.
Okay.
Did you design a system for a specific industry?
Mm-hmm.
Were there any unexpected hurdles during implementation?
Yeah.
Those details will make your response stand out.
So instead of saying, like, I designed a system for a chemical plant,
Right.
I should say something like, I spearheaded the design of a safety system for a chemical plant that involved integrating multiple sensor networks and developing a custom control algorithm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Give them concrete examples that showcase your expertise and problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
And be prepared for follow-up questions.
Okay.
They might ask you to elaborate on a particular challenge or explain how you ensured the system's reliability.
That's where RoleCatcher's AI feedback comes in handy, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Their AI can analyze your responses and highlight areas where you can add more detail, provide specific examples, or even rephrase your answer for better impact.
So it's like having a virtual interview coach.
Yeah.
Giving you real-time feedback.
Real-time feedback.
Okay, so we've aced the first question.
Okay.
What about the next one on RoleCatcher's list?
All right.
How do you ensure the accuracy and reliability of instrumentation systems?
This one's all about demonstrating your deep understanding of system performance. Talk about calibration, environmental conditions, signal noise, and the methods you use to mitigate potential issues.
Got it.
Have you implemented a preventative maintenance schedule?
Okay.
Did you identify a source of error and implement a solution to improve data accuracy?
Uh-huh.
Share those wins.
And I bet RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions
Oh, yeah.
and suggest specific keywords or phrases that might resonate with the hiring manager.
You bet.
Oh, cool.
Their AI is trained on a massive data set of job descriptions and interview responses.
Wow.
So it can help you tailor your answers to specific roles and industries.
Okay.
It's like having a secret weapon that gives you a competitive edge.
Okay, let's move on to a question that's sure to come up.
Right.
Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot an instrumentation system?
Okay.
This one always makes me sweat a little.
Don't worry. It's a classic behavioral interview question.
Right.
They want to see how you handled challenging situation.
Yeah.
Pick a specific example that highlights your problem-solving process. Okay.
What was the problem? How did you diagnose it?
Yeah.
What tools or techniques did you use? Did you collaborate with others?
Okay.
And most importantly, what was the solution?
So storytelling is key here, right? I need to walk them through the steps I took and the outcome.
And don't forget to highlight the lessons you learned from the experience.
Okay.
It shows that you're not only capable of solving problems, but you're also committed to continuous improvement.
Speaking of continuous improvement,
Right.
how do you suggest someone stay up to date with the latest developments in instrumentation technology?
Okay.
That's another question RoleCatcher highlighted.
That's a great question, and it's a crucial one.
Yeah.
The world of instrumentation is constantly evolving, so staying ahead of the curve is essential.
Right.
Do you subscribe to industry publications?
Okay.
Do you attend conferences or workshops? Are you active in Online forums or professional organizations.
Show them that you're a lifelong learner who's passionate about this field.
And I bet those professional organizations offer valuable networking opportunities.
Absolutely.
Which can lead to job opportunities.
Yeah.
Especially in niche areas.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Building connections is crucial in any field, but especially in a specialized field like instrumentation engineering. And those organizations often provide mentorship programs or career resources that can help you advance your career.
So we've talked about designing systems, ensuring accuracy, troubleshooting problems, and staying up to date with technology.
Right.
What other challenges might an instrumentation engineer face?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is the potential for high-pressure situations.
Oh, okay.
Remember, these systems are often critical to the operation of large-scale industrial processes.
Right.
Any malfunction can have significant consequences.
So how do you recommend someone handle that pressure in an interview setting?
Yeah.
It's one thing to say you can work under pressure,
Right.
but it's another to actually demonstrate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When answering questions about pressure, focus on specific examples of how you've handled challenging situations in the past.
Okay.
Did you meet a tight deadline under difficult circumstances? Did you resolve a critical issue that prevented a production shutdown?
Okay.
Quantify your achievements whenever possible.
So I see. So instead of saying, I'm good at handling pressure,
Right.
I could say, I once resolved a critical sensor failure that threatened to halt production.
Exactly.
I worked with a team to diagnose the issue, identify a temporary workaround, and implement a permanent solution within 24 hours, preventing a significant financial loss.
Now that's a powerful statement.
Wow.
You've not only demonstrated your ability to handle pressure, but you've also quantified the impact of your actions.
Yeah.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify those keywords and phrases that highlight your achievements and resonate with potential employers.
So it's not just about what you say,
Right.
but how you say it. RoleCatcher's AI is like a secret weapon for refining your message and presenting yourself in the best possible light.
Exactly. And speaking of presenting yourself,
Yeah.
let's move on to a question that's all about showcasing your technical expertise.
Okay.
Can you explain your experience with control systems and their integration with instrumentation systems?
All right. Bring on the technical deep dive.
All right.
This is where I get to show off my knowledge of PLCs,
Okay.
sensors, networks, and all that good stuff.
You got it.
All right.
But remember, even when answering technical questions,
Yeah.
it's important to keep the bigger picture in mind.
Okay.
Don't get bogged down in jargon or overly complex explanations. Instead, focus on how your technical skills translate into tangible results.
Right. So, for example, if I'm talking about my experience with PLC programming,
Right.
I should connect it to a real-world application like I developed a PLC program to optimize the temperature regulation in a pharmaceutical clean room, ensuring product quality and compliance with FDA regulations.
Exactly. That shows them that you not only understand the technical aspects, but you can also apply your knowledge to solve real-world problems.
This is fantastic.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm already gaining confidence just by talking through these questions.
that's great.
But before we move on to the next one, I'm curious.
Yeah.
How can RoleCatcher's AI help someone who might be struggling to articulate their experience or who wants to ensure their answers are top-notch?
That's where RoleCatcher's AI shines.
Oh, wow.
You can literally practice answering these interview questions, and their AI will provide personalized feedback,
Really?
suggesting improvements, highlighting areas for clarification, and even offering alternative phrasing.
Okay.
It's like having a dedicated interview coach in your pocket.
Wow, that's incredibly helpful.
Mhm.
So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can help you level up your interview game.
Level up your game.
Okay, let's keep this momentum going.
All right.
What's the next challenge RoleCatcher throws our way?
All right. Get ready for this one. How do you ensure compliance with safety standards and regulations in instrumentation systems design?
Okay.
This is a big one because safety is paramount in this field.
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
Okay. So when answering this question, you need to highlight your knowledge of relevant safety regulations.
Okay.
And how you incorporate them into your design process.
Got it.
Talk about your experience with conducting safety audits, implementing safety protocols, and ensuring that your designs meet all the necessary requirements.
So I should mention my familiarity with standards like IEC 61508 or ISA 84 and explain how I apply those standards in my work.
Exactly.
I could also discuss my experience with using safety instrumented systems, SIS, to mitigate potential hazards.
Show them that you're not just a brilliant engineer, but also a responsible one who prioritizes safety and compliance.
Right.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify specific regulations and standards that are relevant to the roles you're applying for.
It's like having a personalized research assistant that does the heavy lifting for you. I'm loving how RoleCatcher's AI can be used at every step of the interview prep process. Okay, so we've tackled safety and compliance.
Okay.
What's next on our interview question hit list?
All right, this one's all about risk management.
Okay.
How do you identify and mitigate risks in instrumentation systems design?
Okay. Risk assessment, bring it on.
This question is all about demonstrating your proactive approach to problem solving.
Okay.
They want to see that you can anticipate potential issues and develop strategies to address them.
Got it.
Talk about the tools and techniques you use, such as failure modes and effects analysis,
Okay.
or FMEA, or hazard and operability studies, or HAZOP.
I've used FMEA in previous projects.
Okay.
I could talk about how I identified a potential risk of sensor failure in a critical process.
Right.
And then implemented redundancy in the sensor network to mitigate that risk.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's a great example of how you can demonstrate your proactive approach to risk management. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify potential risks and mitigation strategies that are specific to the industries and roles you're targeting.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gaining a whole new level of confidence with each question we discuss.
I bet.
But before we move on to the next one, I'm curious.
Okay.
How does RoleCatcher's career guide factor into all of this interview preparation?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Remember, RoleCatcher's career guide is like a roadmap for your journey as an instrumentation engineer.
Okay.
It provides insights into typical career paths, responsibilities at different levels, and even salary expectations.
So I can use that information to tailor my answers to specific roles.
Exactly.
For example, if I'm interviewing for an entry-level position,
Right.
I'll emphasize my eagerness to learn and my foundational knowledge. While if I'm going for a senior role, I'll highlight my leadership skills and experience with complex projects.
It's about understanding the expectations for different roles and tailoring your answers accordingly. And RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify those key skills and experiences that are most valued in specific roles.
It's like having a personal career counselor and a virtual interview coach, all rolled into one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep this momentum going.
All right.
What's the next challenge RoleCatcher throws our way?
All right. This one gets into the nitty-gritty of technical skills.
Okay.
Can you explain your experience with PLC programming?
PLC programming, this is my jam.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Then let them know.
Right.
Discuss the types of PLCs you've worked with, the programming languages you're proficient in, and the complexity of the programs you've developed.
Right.
Don't just list them off, though.
Okay.
Connect your skills to specific applications.
For instance, I could mention my experience with programming Siemens PLCs using ladder logic to control a robotic arm on an assembly line.
Okay.
I could also discuss my experience with developing HMI applications to visualize and control PLC-based systems,
Right.
like in a pharmaceutical manufacturing environment.
Now you're talking. You're not just reciting your skills. You're painting a picture of how you've applied them in real-world scenarios. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and highlight the specific PLC programming skills that are most in demand for the roles you're interested in.
So I can tailor my answers to showcase the skills that employers are actually looking for.
Exactly.
It's like having a secret weapon that helps you stand out from the competition.
Exactly.
Okay.
And remember, confidence is key. The more you practice answering these questions, the more comfortable and confident you'll become.
Yeah.
And with RoleCatcher's AI by your side, you'll have all the tools you need to ace that interview.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
We've covered so much ground already, but we're just getting started.
That's right.
I can't wait to delve into more of these interview questions and see what other gems RoleCatcher's Guide has to offer.
Me too.
We've got a lot more to cover, so stay tuned. Welcome back. We're in the thick of it now, dissecting these instrumentation engineer interview questions with the help of RoleCatcher's amazing resources.
It's really good stuff.
And remember, we're not just giving you the answers.
Right.
We're equipping you with the strategies and insights to truly impress those hiring managers.
It's about showing them you're not just a textbook engineer,
Right.
but a problem solver, a critical thinker, and someone who's passionate about this field.
Exactly. Now, before we jump into the next round of questions,
Okay.
I wanted to touch on something we briefly mentioned earlier.
Okay.
The career progression of an instrumentation engineer.
Right.
What can someone expect as they climb the ladder in this field?
RoleCatcher's Career Guide breaks it down really well.
Okay.
It's not just about titles and salaries. It paints a picture of what your day-to-day might look like at each stage.
Okay, so let's say I'm fresh out of school, landing my first gig as an entry-level instrumentation engineer.
Okay.
What's waiting for me on the other side of that? Congratulations.
Think of it as a hands-on learning experience.
Okay.
You'll be assisting senior engineers, absorbing their knowledge like a sponge.
Oh, okay.
You might be involved in designing and developing equipment for remote monitoring, gathering requirements for new systems, even conducting research to support the implementation of cutting-edge technologies.
So there's a lot of shadowing, learning the ropes.
Exactly.
Getting my hands dirty with real-world projects.
It's about building a solid foundation and proving your worth.
Yeah.
And don't underestimate the value of asking questions and seeking guidance from those experienced engineers.
Right.
They've been in your shoes and can offer invaluable insights.
Now, let's say I've put in a few years, gained some experience, and I'm ready for that next step.
Okay.
What does the life of a junior instrumentation engineer look like?
Now you're stepping up to the plate, taking on more responsibility.
Okay.
You might be designing and developing instrumentation systems independently, collaborating with project teams, conducting feasibility studies, and providing technical support to production teams.
So it's less about shadowing and more about leading, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe I'm heading up a small project or mentoring an intern.
You're becoming a go-to resource, someone people rely on for their technical expertise and problem-solving skills.
Right.
And that's reflected in your responsibilities and, of course, your compensation.
Okay, fast forward a few more years. I've honed my skills, led some successful projects.
Okay.
And now I'm ready for the big leagues. What awaits me in the realm of senior instrumentation engineer?
This is where you become the conductor of the orchestra, leading and managing the design and development of complex instrumentation systems.
Oh, wow.
You're collaborating with cross-functional teams, defining project goals, conducting detailed engineering analyses, and overseeing the entire implementation process.
So it's less about hands-on technical work and more about big-picture thinking leadership.
You got it.
And mentoring the next generation of engineers.
Right. You're not just an expert in your field. You're a leader, a mentor, and a strategic thinker.
Wow.
And that's reflected in the scope of your responsibilities and, of course, your earning potential.
It's amazing to see how much growth potential there is in this career path.
It is.
And I love how RoleCatcher's Career Guide lays it all out, giving you a clear vision of where you can go in this field.
It's like having a roadmap to success.
Yeah.
But remember, regardless of your career stage, continuous learning is key. Technology is constantly evolving, so you need to stay ahead of the curve.
Okay, that's a great segue back to our interview prep.
All right.
Speaking of staying ahead of the curve, RoleCatcher flagged a question that's all about risk management.
Okay.
How do you identify and mitigate risks in instrumentation systems design?
This is a classic question that aims to assess your ability to think ahead, anticipate potential problems, and proactively address them.
Yeah.
They want to see that you're not just reactive, but also proactive in your approach to engineering.
So it's not just about fixing problems, it's about preventing them in the first place.
Exactly. And that's where your knowledge of risk assessment tools and techniques comes in.
Okay.
Mention techniques like failure modes and effects analysis, or FMEA,
Right.
or hazard and operability studies, or HAZU.
I could talk about a time when I used FMEA to analyze a new process control system.
Okay.
By identifying potential failure points early on, we were able to design in redundancies and safeguards,
Yeah.
minimizing the risk of costly downtime or safety incidents.
Perfect. That's a concrete example that showcases your understanding of risk management principles and your ability to apply them in real-world scenarios. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and suggest specific risk management techniques that are relevant to the roles you're applying for.
So it's like having a personalized cheat sheet for risk assessment.
Exactly.
Okay, let's tackle another challenging question.
Okay.
Can you explain your experience with PLC programming?
This is where you get to showcase your technical chops. They want to see that you have a solid understanding of programmable logic controllers, a cornerstone of industrial automation.
I've got plenty of experience with PLCs.
Okay.
I could talk about how I programmed a Siemens PLC using ladder logic to control a robotic arm on an assembly line.
Right.
Ensuring precise movements and seamless integration with other systems.
Excellent example. But don't just focus on the technical aspects.
Right.
Connect your PLC programming skills to the bigger picture.
Okay.
How did your work improve efficiency, reduce costs, or enhance safety? quantify your achievements whenever possible.
For instance, I could say that by optimizing the PLC program, I reduced the cycle time of the robotic arm by 15%,
Okay.
leading to a significant increase in production output.
Exactly. That's the kind of tangible result that will impress a hiring manager.
Right. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and highlight the specific PLC programming languages and platforms that are most in demand for the roles you're interested in. So it's like having a virtual career counselor that helps me tailor my answers to specific job requirements.
Precisely. Now let's shift gears to a question that's all about staying current in this ever-evolving field.
Okay.
How do you stay up to date with the latest developments in instrumentation technology?
This one's crucial, right? Technology is advancing at a breakneck pace.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be left behind.
You're absolutely right. Continuous learning is essential in this field. They want to see that you're passionate about staying ahead of the curve and that you're actively seeking out new knowledge and skills.
I'm a member of the International Society of Automation, ISA,
Okay.
and regularly attend their conferences and workshops.
Okay.
I also subscribe to several industry publications
Right.
and follow relevant blogs and podcasts.
Excellent. Those are all great ways to stay informed, but don't stop there.
Okay.
Talk about how you apply those learnings in your work. Have you implemented a new technology based on something you read or learned at a conference? Have you experimented with a new software tool or programming language?
For instance, I recently attended a workshop on a new predictive maintenance software platform.
Okay.
I was so impressed that I pitched it to my team.
Yeah.
And we're now piloting it in one of our facilities.
Perfect. That shows initiative and a willingness to embrace new technologies.
Yeah.
And it demonstrates that you're not just a passive learner,
Right.
but you're actively seeking ways to improve your skills and contribute to your team's success.
This is fantastic. I feel like we're covering all the bases here.
Well, you are.
Technical skills, problem solving, risk management, continuous learning, and even career progression.
It's a lot.
But before we wrap up this segment, I'm curious.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that instrumentation engineers might face in their day-to-day work?
That's a great question. While this field is incredibly rewarding, it also comes with its share of challenges.
Right.
One of the biggest is the potential for high-pressure situations.
Right.
Instrumentation systems are often critical to the operation of large-scale industrial processes.
Hmm.
So any malfunction can have significant consequences.
So how do you recommend someone handle those high-pressure moments?
Yeah.
Both in their work and in an interview setting?
It's all about staying calm under pressure, thinking clearly, and focusing on solutions.
Right.
In an interview, you can highlight times when you've successfully navigated stressful situations.
Okay.
Did you troubleshoot a critical system failure under a tight deadline? Did you resolve a conflict between team members while maintaining a positive and productive environment?
Instead of simply saying, I work well under pressure,
Right.
I could describe a specific instance where I had to think on my feet
Yeah.
and make a critical decision that averted a potential disaster.
Exactly. By providing concrete examples, you're not just making a claim, you're backing it up with evidence.
Yeah.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify those key words and phrases that highlight your ability to handle pressure and thrive in challenging situations.
It's like having a virtual interview coach that helps you showcase your strengths and address potential concerns.
Precisely. Now let's talk about another challenge that often comes up in this field.
Okay.
Work-life balance.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Instrumentation engineers often work long hours,
Right.
especially during critical project phases or when troubleshooting unexpected issues.
That's definitely something I'm aware of.
Right.
How can someone maintain a healthy work-life balance in a demanding field like this?
It's about setting boundaries, prioritizing tasks, and communicating effectively with your team and your clients.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to delegate tasks when appropriate.
Right.
And to say no when you're feeling overwhelmed.
I've heard that using project management tools can be helpful
Oh, yeah.
for tracking hours, identifying potential bottlenecks, and setting realistic deadlines.
Absolutely. Those tools can be invaluable for managing your workload and ensuring that you're not overcommitting yourself.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to negotiate flexible work arrangements if your company offers them.
So it's about being proactive, communicating effectively, and advocating for my own well-being.
Exactly. And remember, a healthy work-life balance is essential for maintaining your focused productivity and overall job satisfaction.
This is fantastic. We've covered so much ground.
I know it's a lot.
From technical skills and career progression to handling pressure and maintaining a healthy work-life balance.
It's a lot to think about.
But before we wrap up this segment, I'm curious.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who's preparing for an instrumentation engineer interview?
That's a great question. I'd say the most important thing is to be yourself, be authentic, and let your passion for this field shine through.
Yeah.
Don't try to be someone you're not, and don't be afraid to showcase your unique skills and experiences.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
It's about finding the right fit.
Right.
A company where you can thrive and contribute your talents.
Yeah.
And remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way with their AI-powered tools, insightful career guides, and a community of professionals who are passionate about this field.
Exactly. And with a little preparation and the right resources, you'll be well on your way to acing that interview and launching a fulfilling career as an instrumentation engineer.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
I agree.
We've covered so much ground, and I feel like I've gained a whole new level of confidence and understanding.
Me too. We've only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But hopefully we've given you a solid foundation for tackling those interview questions and navigating your career in this exciting field.
Now, before we wrap up this episode, I'm curious.
Yeah.
What's one final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with? We've covered so much ground in this deep dive into the world of instrumentation engineering, from dissecting those tricky interview questions to exploring career paths and even tackling the challenges that come with this demanding but rewarding field.
It's been quite a journey, and we've seen how RoleCatcher's AI-powered tools can be your secret weapon throughout the process, helping you tailor your applications, refine your interview responses, and gain valuable insights into the industry.
But as we wrap up, I'm curious, what's one final thought you want to leave our listeners with?
Okay.
Something to ponder as they embark on their instrumentation engineering adventures.
Remember those cons we discussed? The high-pressure situations, the constant need for continuous learning, the potential for limited job opportunities in certain areas.
Right, yeah.
What if we flipped the script?
Okay.
And viewed those not as weaknesses, but as hidden strength?
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break that down for me.
Think about it. Those high-pressure situations force you to develop resilience, adaptability, and lightning-fast problem-solving skills. The constant need to learn keeps you intellectually engaged at the forefront of innovation.
Right.
And those limited job opportunities might just push you to explore new horizons, relocate for exciting challenges, or even create your own path through entrepreneurship.
Wow, that's a powerful shift in perspective. Instead of seeing those challenges as obstacles, we can view them as opportunities for growth and even adventure.
Exactly. It's about embracing the unknown, stepping outside your comfort zone, and realizing that the path to success is rarely a straight line.
It's about seeing the potential for growth in every challenge and remembering that an interview isn't just about proving yourself. It's about finding the right fit, a company where you can thrive and make a real impact.
Beautifully said. As you embark on your journey as an instrumentation engineer, remember, embrace the challenges, never stop learning, and be bold in pursuing your dreams.
And remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way with their AI-powered tools, insightful career guides, and community of passionate professionals.
Absolutely.
You'll have all the resources you need to ace that interview and launch a fulfilling career in this exciting and dynamic field.
Good luck, you've got this.
And until next time, keep diving deep into the world of knowledge and innovation